morning vlog.
Tallahassee Island State Park.
It is Saturday, and it's about 7:30, quarter of 8.
10 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We came down to look for shells. There's not a whole lot down here. I mean, I found this, which I thought was kind of cool, but washed out the sun. But mostly not much. Had some rain overnight. It's like if you look at the distance, it looks kind of iffy. It looks kind of iffy that way, and blue skies above us. So.
I mean, it's Florida, so
yeah.
It's partly cloudy with a chance of rain in the afternoon. So we're trying to figure out what we want to do today. We have some ideas, but you know, yesterday was incredible. We want today to be just as incredible.
I think it will be no matter what we do. But I think we're gonna head south today instead of north and see what we can get into, maybe Fort Lauderdale area. But yeah.
So you start weighing out, well, what can you do in Florida? Because Florida's a big state. And it's like, well, what can you do that you can't do anywhere else? And what can you do that's in with a relatively close driving range? So we narrowed it down to a couple things.
There are a couple of nature centers that we haven't seen in our area that we could have gone to.
Which I absolutely love yesterday's.
We still can go to.
Yesterday's was amazing.
Yesterday was awesome. Or there's a zoo.
Which we considered.
Or there was taking... You're coming up really fast in the sky. Freaks me out. Driving down here is crazy. Anyway, so, or... we could take the water taxi in Fort Lauderdale.
Which we're still considering. Which
we still might do. We're not doing it now, but we still might do. Where you can basically take the water taxi all around Fort Lauderdale and get off at different stops and check out the scenery and maybe go shopping. There's a mall down there. There's shops down there. There's food down there. There's a beach down there.
Because Fort Lauderdale.
It's Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale does a lot of canals. It's a lot of boating. It's a lot of multi-billion-dollar yachts.
Yeah, and just to go look at the boats, the houses alone would be really kind of cool. And we're like, okay, well that sounds like fun. And we actually were headed in that direction. But then we're like, you know what? Why not go to the Everglades? I mean,
the weather's decent.
The weather's decent, and it's the Everglades. So we think that we're going to go take an airboat tour. I mean, where else can you take an airboat tour? Like probably like Louisiana, maybe?
Yes.
And there's other places you can take airboat tours, but... So we're going to go see about taking an airboat tour in the Everglades and finding us some alligators. I mean, I just think it would be really cool to see alligators in their natural habitat versus alligators in a zoo. So that's where we're headed. And it's only about a half an hour from us.
It's about a half hour.
So it's not like it's that far away. So we're going to go. I mean, the whole thing is we didn't want to come down here and we didn't want to have to take, 2-hour trips here, 4-hour trips there, 1-hour trips here, because we don't want to be in the car. The whole point of coming down here was to kind of relax and enjoy ourselves with still the prospects of seeing some of the sights and stuff local to us. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go see if we can take an airboat tour and find some alligators. So hopefully we'll have that footage for you. But
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, so we don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see you guys in a few. Just got off the main road. Ain't much going on out here. Pretty sure we'll find us some alligators though. Yeah. So we are headed to Everglades Holiday Park.
Yep.
Holiday Park, and we'll see what happens there. This it's like you get off the main highway and boom, nothing. And I mean, nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Good morning, folks, and wow, I guess welcome to bright and sunny South Florida. And these are the guys that are sitting out here to the right-hand side of the boat on the orange buoys. Okay, these are what are called double-crested cormorant, and they are fish-eating birds, but they actually swim under the water to catch those fish. Now, unlike other aquatic species of birds, the cormorant does not have the oil-producing glands inside their bodies to keep their feathers dry. So, most of the time when you see these birds, they ought not be sitting up out of the surface of the water like this, but they'll usually have their wings spread out in an attempt to dry out their feathers. One more thing, okay? Things do pop up out here really quickly, and they will also disappear just as fast, okay? Now, for this reason, I'm going to tell you guys this. Keep your cameras on. Same thing with your phones, guys. If you're using your phone as a camera, keep the app open. Actually, they even hit record and just go back there and screenshot stuff. Now, guys, since it's starting to rain, let's get some speed out of it. Let's see what we have on it. when the tip of the nose back their eyes convert each inch into a foot. That's about how long the alligator is. So if you got 10 inches between the tip of their nose and their eyes, you'll have a 10-foot alligator. Alright guys, hang on a second. I want to get the boat spun around. Let the right hand side get a good look now as well. Now this guy's a little bit smaller. He's probably closer to being around about 7 feet. Still a nice size alligator. Uh-oh. You know, they love the taste of Steeler fans. Alright guys, hang on a second. Let me get the boat spun around and let the right hand side get a good look as well. Alright, now folks, a little while ago I told you we're sitting about 4, maybe 6 feet of water. Okay, well these canals, they're a lot deeper. But that's because they're man-made. Now guys, the cattail out here is also one leading cause of fires in this area. Okay, because look around, you'll see there's a bunch of... There you go guys, another nice alligator right there next to all that. That's the water gets pumped down here from all the cities and farms. Okay, even our water levels aren't controlled by Mother Nature anymore. All of it's controlled by the South Florida Water Management District. Okay, and they'll pump a lot of water out here. Okay, that's why our water that we're seeing in, like I said, and they would slather it in their hair. And they did this to kill.
Right there.
More time when I throw up to the dock, I'm going to ask everybody to please.
Alright, it's really raining, really hard. It's storming and thundering and lightning and whatever. So we got there at the perfect time. Like, I mean, as you see all the footage, whether this goes before or after, I don't know, because he edits it. I just vlog. So we got there at the perfect time because we basically got there We had enough time to buy a quick sandwich to split, and they were calling our number to get on a boat. And they're airboats. So if an airboat is what's in the pictures, it's a giant boat that's powered by a fan.
Flat bottom.
It's a flat bottom boat powered by a fan. There was 15 of us on our boat, which is really decent because it wasn't packed full. Like me and him had the whole back row to ourselves. So he sat on one side and I sat on the other.
Yeah, we didn't even sit together.
No, because well, we didn't, because it was better that way, because you got your viewpoint out your side and I got my viewpoint out the opposite side. So it was better for footage. But that by far was the best thing I've ever done in my life. Now, let me set the stage for you. If you don't know me, I have anxiety issues. I have anxiety with thunderstorms. I have anxiety with traffic. I have anxiety getting on a plane. I mean, if you saw the plane video, I mean, come on.
Started off sunny.
It started off sunny and blue skies. You can see what it looks like out the window now. So, you know, I suffer from anxiety. Like, I get anxiety very easily. It can send me into a panic attack or cry. Like, I don't know what goes through my brain. I'm not going to even try to explain it to you, because you're not going to get it unless you experience it. So if you experience anxiety, you know what I'm talking about. So I've been trying really hard to put myself out of my comfort zone and try new things and do new things and face those fears, like flying. That was a huge anxiety for me. Like, for a month, I would just like tossed it in my head and churned it. I finally got myself okay. Like, I did really good on that flight, guys. You have no idea how good I did on that flight. So, I mean, really good. You know, in the part where I'm coming down in the descent and I'm crying, that was more because I felt physically ill. Like, I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt nauseous from the motion sickness. It wasn't because of the anxiety of descending. It was from the sickness I was feeling from descending. I felt terrible. So anyway, back to today. So we're on this boat and we're zipping through and we're stopping and looking around. Mind you, we saw 4 alligators. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. We saw 4. I wasn't sure we were going to see any. And even Captain Doug, who was our captain, and he was awesome. Totally awesome. Like, he's been doing it for what, 30 years, he said?
Since he was 17.
Since he was 17, and he's got to be mine or his age, so 25, 30 years he's been doing it, and he went to school for it. I mean, he's very knowledgeable in the plants and the animals and the birds and the way the Everglades were built. Like, we learned a lot of information about the Everglades and the alligators while we were there. But we did see 4. That was awesome. The one was like literally only a couple of feet from the boat. Like, I was like, that's so cool. And it wasn't like we just saw a head poking up. Like, we saw their full bodies. Like, you can see in the pictures and the video. We saw their full bodies. That was cool. Like, it's one thing to go see an animal in the zoo. One thing. It's one thing to do that. It is a completely different feeling and different adventure to see them in their natural habitat. Like, those alligators weren't behind closed doors. Like, they're not behind bars and chains and fences. Like, they can get out and go wherever they want to go. There ain't nothing keeping them in except for it's their natural habitat, and that's where they're drawn to. So that was freaking awesome. And just the sights and the scenes of the Everglades around us. And I mean, and I know the Everglades is a big place, and we only saw maybe like 1/20th of it, but
1/2000.
yeah, like we only saw a small tiny chunk of the Everglades, but I saw it. I was in the middle of it. It was awesome. Well, then it started storming. Mind you, we're in a metal boat with a fan in the middle of the water in a thunderstorm, and it's thundering and it's lightning, and I was perfectly fine. I had no problems. Not a single ounce of anxiety in me over that. I'm more anxious about him driving home in the rain than I am about being on a boat in the middle of the water. The boat was metal. But anyway, that was fantastic, guys. I can't even tell you that if you get down to this area, it is a must do. It is well worth it. I'm glad that that's what we picked to do today. You know, yesterday with the butterflies, today with the alligators, like, it's blowing my mind. It's just blowing my mind. So I guess now we're just gonna go see what we can get into next, right?
Yep.
See you soon.
ready.
Ready. Come on.
We're at Zona Fresca. ZONAFRESCA.
It's a Mexican restaurant.
So, never ate here before? Give it a shot.
We got nachos with chicken.
Nachos with chicken. We also have a grilled chicken burrito.
So yeah.
We'll let you know what happens here.
Pretty good.
Alright, we're in Delray Beach, just north of Boca Raton. We decided to drive north on A1A, Florida. It's just because if we drove north, it wasn't raining. And so, as you can see,
It's not raining.
it's not raining. So, we drove north just so that way we can go outside because it was raining at the hotel.
So we're going to see this beach looks like.
And it may be just a beach, but it's a beach we've never been to.
Hi.
So coming up to Delray, at least the part that we're at right now, it's a lot of people litter. Whether it's excuse me, whether it's banana peels or bottle caps, plastic bottle caps, or shoe inserts, which we saw. It's just it's a lot of people litter. Kind of takes away from it. And yet, not a whole lot of shells. Don't know why. A lot of seagrass, or whatever that edge is. This particular spot, that's got a lot of baby flies that are mixed in it. Whereas in front of our hotel just down the road, we never saw any flies out of them. So I don't know what's mixed in with this, but if you look at it up close, there's a lot of bugs, a lot of insects. So really, really, really disappointed with the shell part. I really expected I was really expecting more shells. But we got a couple, but my last experience down in Florida was a lot different. And I was hoping that experience with all the shells last time, Trish would be an experience, but not the case. Anyways, that's what's going on, and that's our view.
White shells.
We got a couple of those.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get shells like this at home. They're little, but they're different.
All right, see you in a bit. Well, we are actually where we were yesterday. Deerfield Beach. And hold on a second, let me shut the door here. And if you look behind Trish's head, you're going to see one half of a rainbow on that side. And if we come over here, you can see the other half. And it's a double rainbow. The other one's really, really, really faint on this side, but it is there. It's just one of those moments in life where, you know, we decided to drive to the top of a parking garage just so we can get this shot. And that's what we did.
It's true. We did.
That's what we did. There's no one here. just to get the rainbow. There's
we
no
were
one
going to park in the parking garage anyway.
Yeah, we were going to park in the parking garage, but when we saw the rainbow out there, we just couldn't resist. All right, so we're at Bob's.
It's not really Bob's.
Bob's Pizza. That's what it's called. We're at Bob's. It's our dinner tonight. Say hi. She says hi. Sicilian deep dish, fresh mozzarella and mushrooms. And that's what it looks like. And we ate. Over there somewhere.